Can we just take a moment to see how civilized this is? Scones with a cup of tea in my enormous Star Wars mug, because I'm a winner. I've been living like an absolute scab for probably the past month. Why is tea so comforting? I just don't get it. I could genuinely have about 30 cups of tea a day and not get bored. What's that all about? Hello guys, what's happening? It is Matt here from Sophisticated Obsession, back with another fragrance video. Yes, I'm not going to be talking about scones and tea all day. This list video actually comes from CJTV. He tagged me in a video ages ago about 12 designer fragrances that you would have for the year. So, CJ, this is for you. So these designer brands are either well-known designers or high street brands. I think that there is probably one contested one in my list. Some people may say is more niche than designer, but I'll try and justify it for you. So let's not waste any time and let's get straight down to it. So first of all, let's start with January. So in January, it is really, really cold. So I've picked out a fragrance that hopefully is going to then cut through the cold, and also it's really warming as well. So from the house of THIERRY MUGLER, we have Pure Malt. So Pure Malt has a really nice sort of boozy quality about it. It is fairly leathery, but what I really like is this scent doesn't smell dry. So this is a fantastic one to then have to start off your year. So we've got THIERRY MUGLER Pure Malt at January. Next up, we come over to February. February, it is still really, really cold and also really dark as well. Quite a few people have put this next scent into more of like their summer rotation, but I just don't think it is a summer scent. This is an insanely popular scent, and to be quite honest, I could have put this in quite a few different months. So in February, we have Dior Sauvage. So Dior Sauvage has that lovely ambroxan note, which I feel lends itself more to colder air. I really like that metallic smell. With this scent, you could wear this pretty much like any time of the year. This scent gets a load of compliments. So certainly for like Valentine's Day, this might be a really nice date night scent. Overall, I just think that this scent is really, really versatile. So that is why I have put it into my list. So we've got Dior Sauvage for February. Next up, March. March for us starts to then lighten up, but it is still really cold. In terms of fashion, I really like fall and spring. For men, you can layer up your outfits because it is still really cold, so you can wear coats, jumpers, things like that. This is still on the darker side of things, but it has almost like a chocolatey, playful quality to it, which I think lends itself really well for then sort of going into that transitional stage for spring. It's fairly playful, it's fairly sweet. It does have a masculine appeal, but I feel like this scent is quite juvenile. The reason being is actually because I got this scent probably about 10 years ago. So this one is from Hollister, SOCAL. I know. Honestly, guys, when I was compiling this list, I was like, no, I surely can't include this, but it's a really nice scent. I don't really hold compliments in that high regard. I tend to think that a fragrance, if I enjoy it, I'm gonna wear it, but I get so many compliments with this. This is just a great cheap scent to then throw in your bag or like keep in your car, wherever. What I like is it's combining sort of that salty aquatic accord, which obviously comes from the Hollister branding, but it also then has some sort of woodsy notes in the background, so it then adds a little bit of depth and body. but I can smell like a chocolatey accord here. I don't know if that is right or not, but that is genuinely just what I have to my nose. I think that chocolatey accord with those sort of deeper notes work really well for it still being cold, yet the aquatic accords that are coming out lends itself really nicely to going into more sort of like springtime. So we have Hollister SOCAL for March. Okay, next we come to April. April time is now when it starts to get really sort of bright. The clouds seem to sort of be breaking and we actually see that weird ball in the sky called the sun. We come out of our houses going, wow, we haven't seen that in months. It's really quite sad. This next one has a bit of a brighter sort of spark to it. It is very, very woodsy, as the name will suggest. And it has a green quality, which I think is really, really fresh and sort of just matches up the season. So this is from Zara, Sublime Cedar. It is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's cedar done superbly, sublimely. What's happening? This scent is very green and has a lot of woods in there. So I think that this is a perfect match for the springtime. Also, probably its best feature, the price. This is sub £20. This is really masculine, it lasts really well on the skin, and also when it dries down, it has a little bit of a peppery accord going on. So, Sublime Cedar by Zara for April. I forgot where we were. Okay, we come to May. May time is really interesting. We've obviously got like May Day, so there are a lot of sort of festivals and things going on. And this is sort of the time when we can start to sort of glimpse at summer and we start to get really, really excited about summer and then realize that it rains all the way through the summer period, so we then just get really, really depressed. This next scent I've picked because it has more of a citrusy vibe, but it also is quite spicy. So this scent is kind of juxtaposed between two sort of fragrance families, which I really, really like. A really, really popular scent. So this is Bleu de Chanel by Chanel. Now, this is the Eau de Parfum concentration, which I actually like better than the Eau de Toilette. The reason being is that the wood notes come out more in this, I find. I wouldn't say that it lasts any more time, but I think really the smell is just a little bit richer. Also in here we have got the added note of ginger, which then goes really nicely with those grapefruit accords. To be quite honest, a little bit like Dior Sauvage, this could have gone pretty much anywhere. I'll definitely be using it all year round, but I just kind of thought that it did suit May the most. So for May, we have got Bleu de Chanel by Chanel. Okay, we are now into June. So in June, it really starts to get warm. The problem is it's not consistent. It kind of comes and goes. So this is more of a summery, sharper scent. This isn't citrusy, this is actually very woodsy, and I would say that it smells like a classic freshy. It kind of smells a little bit metallic and you've got some really nice depth in the base, but genuinely what I really like about this is the longevity. So for June, I have paired it up with Montblanc Legend. I would say that Montblanc Legend is my favorite out of all of the Montblancs that I have tried. Genuinely, like, this is such a basic scent where it is literally a classic freshie, but it just lasts for ages considering it is an eau de toilette. Like quite a few of the other scents, this could have gone in most of the year, but I tend to think that because it is fresh, that it probably would suit either like the spring or the summertime a little bit more than maybe the winter or autumn. So for June, we have Montblanc Legend. Next up, the most important month of the calendar year, because it's my birthday, July. So this next one is a fairly recent pickup for me, and again, I would say that this is an absolute steal. This is from another high street brand. It came to like 30 quid. So this is from the fashion brand ALLSAINTS, and we have Sunset Riot. Instantly, when you smell this, it smells like Baccarat Rouge 540. I would probably say that Baccarat Rouge would last maybe a little bit longer. I mean, how much are you paying for Baccarat Rouge compared to then like this, which I picked up for 30 quid? It's a no-brainer. This is absolutely gorgeous. It is so sweet and decadent. It's sort of jammy. It has some lovely sort of like sandalwood bass notes, which then adds just a little bit of masculinity to it. This is a unisex scent. I have been wearing the hell out of it. I've had it for about 2 months and I've already dented the bottle. An absolute bargain of a scent and fantastic for the summer. So that is All Saints Sunset Riot for July. Next up, August. Our Augusts are probably hotter than our Julys. Actually, what we tend to find is we're getting more sort of like Indian summers. We actually get like our summer hot weather sort of further down the calendar year. This is another really sort of fresh fragrance, but it has more of like an added accord of pineapple, which I think is really sort of like tropical and fruity and just excellent for the summer. So from the high street brand, we come back to Zara. It is Rich Leather. Rich Leather is pretty much a dupe of the very well-known Creed Aventus. Zara also do another fragrance called Vibrant Leather, which I think it's probably closer to Aventus, but I prefer this one. This, I feel, is a little bit more fruity. I would also say that there is some sort of bitterness going on in here, like a little bit of like a lemony sort of smell. An absolute steal. Again, it was under like 20 quid, so yeah, definitely get on it. So Zara Rich Leather for August. Next up, September. This one, again, is a very interesting one because the notes in this fragrance are juxtaposed a little bit like the previous one that I mentioned. As I said before, we're getting Indian summers, so September could quite easily be as hot as our August and July. So that is why I've gone for a fragrance that is then a little bit more depthy and has a little bit more body, but still has a citrus overtone. So I have chosen Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. This is a beautiful, creamy, tonka-based fragrance. There is like a gourmand type element in the background. It's not overly sweet though. On the top notes we have citrus, which comes from mandarin, I believe. However, I kind of get lemon. I kind of find that this and Edition Blanche, which is a flanker from this line, smell actually very similar. Probably the opening is a little bit different, like that is very lemony, whereas this I would say is a little bit more minty than lemon. But in the dry down, I think that they smell pretty much identical. Again, this is so diverse, which is why I think it is so popular, because you could wear this in hot weather or cold weather. So that is Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme for September. Okay, we now come to October. So the nights are drawing in, it's starting to get a little bit dark and a little bit cold. You start going to work when it's dark and leaving work when it's dark. God, it is depressing. A little bit like the previous one, I wanted to go for a tonka-based scent, but this is tonka done in a bit of a different way. So we have got the classic Jean Paul Gaultier MALT. This is probably one of my first fragrances I think I ever got. A tonka-based scent, but it's done in a different way. This, I think, is more soapy. With an indoor scent, I wouldn't want to have something that is too overpowering. So I've chosen this because I think that this has quite a clean, fresh quality with then having like a little bit of depth in the background. So that is Jean Paul Gaultier Le MALT for October. Next up, November. So we are back to like deep winter now, guys. This I kind of think matches those autumnal / winter vibes because it's dark, it's sexy, but there is like a sort of a fruity spiciness going on about this, which then has just, I don't know, it just kind of feels a little bit autumnal. From Yves Saint Laurent, this is La Nuit de l'Homme. A very, very popular scent. It has like a lipsticky sort of smell to it. What I also like is the spiciness that I believe comes from cardamom. I really, really like this scent. I just kind of wish it would last longer. So for October, that is La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. And finally, we come to December. For December, I wanted to then pick a scent that is not only quite dark and sexy and will cut through that winter air. This is a fragrance that you're going to be able to then wear to like parties or going out or just special occasion type wear. This one is also my contested fragrance as well. Let's just see how you get on. From the house of Tom Ford, this is Ombre Leather. Some people would class Tom Ford as a designer, but other people would class Tom Ford as a niche perfumer. Now, I did a video a little while back explaining the differences between niche and designer, and I think that this sits in the hybrid category that I was describing. It smells expensive. This is like a scent that you would wear for best. So you would then like go out in the evening, or you would go for your Christmas do, or you'd wear this on Christmas Day or for New Year's. I also think that this works really well, not only for men, but women. So that is Tom Ford's Ombre Leather for December. So there we go, guys. That is my list of 12 designer fragrances for the year. Thank you again to CJ for tagging me in this video. And so now it is my turn. So the first person that I would like to tag is somebody that actually got me into like the fragcom game. I was just really sort of inspired by like the knowledge that he had, and genuinely just I wanted to sort of do what he was doing. So the first person that I would like to tag is Stephen from Redolescence. The next person that I would like to tag is a fellow Brit. I really like his reviews. I really like just sort of the style in which he goes, where it's very sort of laid back and gentlemanly. So the person that I would like to tag is Mr. Smelly. His fragrance reviews are fantastic. He does a great job. I love his humor. I think that he's hilarious. So yeah, it would be great if you could then do one of these as well. The third person that I would like to tag is Aaron Terrence Hughes. His knowledge of fragrance materials are unlike any other. He's just really, really knowledgeable. Plus, he seems like he's just a really, really decent guy. And there we go, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed that. If you have, please hit the thumbs up button. And also, please check us out on Instagram to see what we are getting up to on a day-to-day basis. And if you have not done so already, hit that big subscribe button because it means the world to me. I am almost at 3,000 subscribers. So please help us out and let's get there. And that's everything. Hope you have an amazing day, whatever you are doing, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.